So today is October 21, 2023. It's around 2 a.m. I was recording yesterday, October 20, 2023, Friday, around 7 p.m. I was in the rain recording how I was scared to go on the subway because I had to be lingering in the rain and thunder and with all the dangers inherent because the MTA chairman, I think his name is Davey, is telling the NYPD to be targeting poor, homeless, which are majority black and Spanish, and and be putting them under arrest and be, considering them crazy because a black person pushed somebody. And that kind of scapegoating is against the law because it's against the Brooklyn federal court order that all kinds of racial profiling is against the law, and that and for him to be inciting the police to carry out racial profiling, that is wrong because a lot of white men commit serial killing. For example, the Long Island guy is white, accused of killing prostitutes at Gilgo Beach. So why is this MTA chairman not calling for all white males to be raided? Because white males tend to commit serial killing. So for him trying to incite, for the MTA chairman trying to incite racial profiling, I think the Brooklyn federal court needs to issue an arrest warrant for him. And also, they always threaten me to put me in the psych ward. They defame mental illness for me, get people to maltreat me as a homeless foreigner. They make fun of my accent. So that MTA also, it's hard for, they're criminalizing me as a poor Nigerian transsexual. They criminalize bringing a stroller into the suburb without a baby in it. And the subway is not supposed to be a slave farm, because I heard, they were enslaving blacks and forcing them to have children. So now they brought a new rule this year around April in the MTA that the police will arrest you if you bring a stroller into the subway without a baby in it. And they're allowing whites to bring their belongings in suitcases, because the majority of the whites bring their belongings in suitcases. As a matter of fact, they have special buses that goes from Harlem to JFK, and in front of those buses they have front aisles that allows you to allow the whites that travel on those buses to put their suitcases there. But me, as a poor Nigerian homeless transsexual, I carry my stuff in bags like this and put it in a stroller. So they're criminalizing me for being poor, and they're harassing me. And the last time they threatened me, that MTA, one of the last time they threatened me, they had me choked, almost choked to death. They put their nail on my the MTA worker told me I was done that day, July 20, 2019, and by and by 8 p.m. that night, they had me set up. A guy was touching me, unwanted touch at Bayreach and 4-5. They always said I got to harass me, and I told him to stop doing that. The police camera was recording, and the police then came and choked him and went and dumped me in the sidewalk. So they're abusing black homeless. Like, they dumped me at this hospital, NYU Psychiatric Hospital. So and this is wrong to allow New York to continue a legacy of slavery. And also they threaten to cut my hair. I have dreadlocks, which is against New York law. So they're taking the law into their hands, and this MTA, they're scaring poor homeless blacks like me from being able to use the subway. They're making it a place for whites only. So they're considering blacks like dirty objects that need to be removed from the subway. Even in 2020, when they locked down the city, this MTA was treating blacks like me like we all had COVID. And when I put money in my Metro card, I normally buy 7 days Metro card, they would, within 2 days, they would raise the money from my Metro card. And even the Governor Como was telling them to stop homeless from riding the train, and they would lock the train up. I told them to be locking the train up at 12 midnight. And also they lock up the bathrooms I normally use on the trains since 2020. those bathrooms used to open at 5 a.m. till 12 midnight, and I have diarrhea. So they've been targeting me. I'm the late Oregon's friend. I've been taking the NYPD to court, and also one of the MTA leaders went and congratulated the what's it called? When I connected the Port Authority police and Ground Central for doing a good job. They harassed me at the Port Authority Ground Central station. The Port Authority police harassed me anytime I try to use the bathroom there. They would tell the janitors to not let me use the bathroom, to try to get me to defecate it myself, and to bring the police, to call the police on me. And they started an altercation to try to get me arrested or killed. And the MTA, one of the MTA, I don't know if his name is Lieber, he went and congratulated the Port Authority police. So I'm being set up in a racial way, and if Trump can be arrested for, I believe he's being accused or possibly charged for inciting January 6th insurrection. So there's a power of suggestion when you're a powerful person, and also this Eric Adam is saying he expects a black person to be killed soon, wrongfully, and it's not helping me either. It's mainly helping Black Americans, because I was me and my mother were unlawfully vacated from our home on Staten Island, and I took the case to court. Arizona was trying to help him with the court papers. They choked him dead. Close to my birthday in July 2014. My birthday is July 8th. They killed Arizona, I believe, July 17, 2014. And now the Port Authority Police, which is made up of mainly former NYPD cops, they are putting signage all over Port Authority stations, train stations that has that connect New York with other states like New Jersey, and for example the World Trade Center station that connects with the PATH train that connects New York to New Jersey, and also the Grand Central station that connects to Connecticut, and more so the Port Authority station on 42nd Street that connect buses to other states and countries like Canada. They're putting signage there: "We won't let hate ride," sponsored by the Port Authority Police Association. So it's a sarcastical statement, because anytime I try to use the bathroom in such stations, the Port Authority Police will harass me, wouldn't let me use the bathroom as a transsexual and joint transsexual, and they're threatening to also to cut off my hair, which is against New York law, because I wear dreadlocks, and they're just trying to treat me like a slave. And for this MTA chairman, I think his name is Davey, saying that he wants the police to get rid of the black, of the homeless, which are majority of the homeless they're 90% black and Spanish. And the Brooklyn Federal Court issued a ruling in 2013 that racial profiling by the police is wrong and has to be stopped. And for that MTA chairman inciting that, and especially me, the police have choked me after I was threatened by the MTA worker in the subway in 2019, July 23rd. I have the video in my phone. So my life is in danger, and they're trying all kinds of abusive measures, because I'm a Nigerian, poor Nigerian immigrant, and it's like they're bringing back slavery. And also this Eric Adams, a Black American, and historically there's been hostility between Africans and the Black Americans, because some Black Americans believe Africans sold them into slavery, so they try to use their power to abuse Africans. And as I said, there's a relationship between Bloomberg and Eric Adams, because I was trying to hold Bloomberg accountable, and all of a sudden Eric Adams was announced he was running for mayor. It was sponsored by Bloomberg, because when Bloomberg was mayor, it was carrying out racial profiling. And under that racial profiling, the courts ruled in 2013 that it was wrong for him, for his police department to be carrying out racial profiling, and ruled it was illegal, and ordered New York City to stop racial profiling. Months later, they killed Eric Garner while he was trying to help me with my court papers. And then my mother was killed, because, her daughters, while she was homeless, she went to live with her daughters in Pittsburgh. And then when she was having a heart attack, she had to come to New York to go to the hospital, because she was like, her daughters would try to sabotage her health. So one of I think one of them worked in the hospital in Pittsburgh. Yeah, some of them worked in the hospital in Pittsburgh. And at that time, And so my mother was afraid that they were going to sabotage her health, because when I went to Pittsburgh, also my mother took me there. You know, her daughter, feigned mental illness on me and got me locked up in the psych ward. And I had an immigration case, so they put me in the Mercy Providence Hospital, psychiatric unit, and I had to call my lawyer in New York to call the hospital, because the hospital didn't believe I really had an immigration case in New York. I was trying to come back to New York with my mother, and our daughter Flora hit me with a car, and the other one, Bolanle, called the police on me after I was hit with a car. So I had a weapon and I was attacking them, and the police put me in the psych ward in Pittsburgh. And I was an immigrant new in Pittsburgh at that time, because I was arrested when I came into the country with my mother in July 2000. They said my mother had a green card, and they said the immigration said children can't come in with their parents, and for such a ridiculous charge, I was put in immigration prison, and they did my fingerprint and gave it to the FBI. So I've been under FBI surveillance ever since. And after our daughter's feigned mental illness on me, even the hospital was shocked that our daughter Bolani was lying to them, because they said they've never encountered such a thing, that would be somebody lying against a family member and feigned mental illness on them. She was trying to get me to miss my immigration courthouse so I could get deported, because she's born in America, and they got away with it, after the hospital apologized to me and released me to come to New York. I never had any contact with them anymore, but in 2015, when my mother went to live with them, because after the NYPD took her home, she said they were maltreating her, and when she was about to have a heart attack, she got on the Greyhound bus to come to New York, because she wanted to be away from them. She didn't want them to feign mental illness on her and sabotage her health. And the doctors followed her to New York, came to meet her at the Bellevue Hospital, and told the Bellevue Hospital to put her in the psych ward. And while the Bellevue Hospital was trying to remove my mother from the ICU to put her in the psych ward, my mother died. And the daughters took her away from New York, her body, so I wouldn't be able to attend the burial, because my mother used to tell them that, I was carrying a lot of stuff and they should help me financially, and the daughters would help me. So to make it hard for me to travel to her burial, they removed her body from Bellevue Hospital. I went and dumped her in a town in Jersey. My mother never lived in Jersey. Our daughters never lived in Jersey, and they isolated my mother and buried her in Jersey to make it hard for me to attend the burial, because they know it's very hard to get on the buses and trains. If you're homeless, especially in Jersey, they don't really have trains there. They really have buses. I don't really know that town. They're not my family, so I don't really know America. And they drive, but I don't. I don't really get cars. So they start to say, so I've been abused as an immigrant, and I believe, and I've been trying to get justice, and I can't get justice. Everyone that was trying to help me get justice, it was choked to death. So I believe this empowerment of this racist white, and they're putting the police on the train to harass me, and they say they're going to put me in psych ward or kill me and cut off my hair, even though it's against New York law to cut off people's hair. So they're just trying to abuse me and dehumanize me and continue the legacy of slavery. So that MTA chairman, Davey, needs to be arrested for inciting attack, a police riot against poor blacks, hopeless. Not every black person is crazy. They're white serial killers, and they wouldn't dare order the police to be raiding every white male. That's the guy in Long Island and Gilgo Beach. They've been finding out he's killed so many white prostitutes. And this MTA chairman, his name is Davey, is a white male also. How would he like if the police raided him and, try to racial profile him for trying to kill somebody? So I think the Brooklyn Federal Court should look into this, and if possible issue an arrest warrant, because I'm not safe on the subway, and it's been raining and thunder. I'm afraid to get in the subway, and America should not continue a legacy of slavery and torture under the Geneva Convention. There's there's a decree against international torture. They need to look into this. My friend Erigana was choked to death. Erigana, while I was trying to help me with court papers, close to my birthday in 2014, July. I was born July 8, and now the Port Authority police, a lot of the Port Authority police are mainly former NYPD. They're putting signs in train stations that we won't let hate ride, which sounds very sarcastic because they conduct hate crimes against me or attack me when I try to use the women's bathroom as a transsexual, and they won't help me. The Port Authority police won't help me file a police report or stop their hate abuse on me. So so the international community needs to look into the MTA joining with the NYPD and Port Authority police abuse a Nigerian transsexual Uganda's friend, and to see what kind of criminal charges can be brought, because it's against the law to hide under the color of law, to strip somebody of the civil rights, and to prevent movement on the train, and to hold somebody in captivity. So they're making it hard for us, a poor, homeless black, for me to use the subway. They're feeding mental illness on me, and they're creating new policies to get the police to arrest me. So they're continuing a legacy of racial profiling, which the Brooklyn Federal Court told them to stop the racial profiling, and they need to look into Bloomberg and Eric Adams' relationship, because ever since Eric Adams became mayor, it was sponsored by Bloomberg. They said that Bloomberg was his mentor. Whatever's going on with both of them, and it's been targeting homeless, and it wants homeless people to be removed to psych ward. And I'm not crazy, and my mother wasn't crazy when her daughter's feel mental illness on her. So the abuse of blacks by people like that may be American or speak American English proficiently needs to be looked into by the U.S. Justice Department. My mother deserves justice, Arizona deserves justice, and I deserve justice.